Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to my channel. It's Sunday morning, Thanksgiving here in Canada. It's a long weekend. We have tomorrow off. Everything's closed. The Americans, of course, celebrate their Thanksgiving in November, but we've always celebrated it up here in Canada in October. So there's that. The question I have for you today is, has Prince Andrew won the war for Royal Lodge? Let's look at what's going on. As we know, in the last few months, there's been a lot of talk in the media and in the press of King Charles wanting to move Prince Andrew out of Royal Lodge. Now that is the 90-acre estate that lies within the grounds of Windsor, the Windsor estate, home of Windsor Castle, one of the Queen's favorite residences. Now, Andrew had signed, I think, either 70 or 90-year lease. I believe it's 70-year lease on Royal Lodge. And he, over the years, he's lived there for a very long time. I think within a couple of years of him and Sarah separating or divorcing, very early on, he took possession of Royal Lodge. And over the years, he has put in millions of dollars of upgrades and repairs. And I mean, we all know Andrew's money comes from shady places, but nonetheless, he did pay for the upkeep and repairs. And this was given to him by the Queen. He's got the lease. And people are saying, well, if Charles really wanted to kick him out, he could. And then we heard from bona fide royal reporters, they were talking about it and saying, oh no, it's a difficult situation right now because, of course, Sarah is there. As we know, Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, his ex-wife, is at Royal Lodge. She recently underwent breast cancer surgery. So what I've heard, even from, royal reporters saying, oh, well, Charles he's not going to kick them out now because Sarah's there. She's recuperating from her breast cancer, making it sound like Andrew had invited her in to Royal Lodge for her convalescence. That's not true. What I'm getting the impression most people don't know or understand, that within 2 years of them separating, for the first little while, Sarah did take the children and rented another house down the road from Sunninghill, just a couple miles away. But after about 1.5 years of that, it was evident that she was running into money trouble that early on, because it was just unsustainable, the amount of staff and everything. And we know that Fergie just blew through money. And so it was not long after that that she and the children, in fact, moved into Royal Lodge with Prince Andrew. She's been living there the whole time, folks. Maybe they're not sleeping together. Maybe their relationship is just one of companionship, best friends. She still thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread, from the way she talks about him. He's an honorable man. He's this, that, and the other. And she can't say enough good about him, But truth is, loyal, or, whatever you want to call it, a lot of people laud them for, and I think the Queen appreciated that they both were working hard to maintain a good relationship and a good front, even in light of the divorce. For the upbringing of the children, they were both there and they maintained a family unit. And you can go that way. Other people a little more skeptical of the situation, like myself, from one shady person to another, Andrew could tell that, Fergie was going to be trouble. And sometimes it's closer to, I think he kept her close so he could keep an eye on what was going on. Honestly, that's my thoughts. And I mean, we do know, and it's been authorized, documented, talked about, written about many, many times, that during the course of all this, and Sarah had run into all these financial issues, that none other than island-owning Jeffrey Epstein, not a close friend of Andrew's, lent her about $75,000 towards her debts. Who, just a casual acquaintance, not really a friend, will just hand you $75,000, no question asked. Not many. So no, I mean, so Sarah's been living there the whole time. Don't get into the thinking where they're saying, oh yeah, no, this is all on hold because Sarah's there recuperating and Charles just couldn't do that. I think it's different. Charles, I don't think there's a whole lot of love lost between him and Andrew anyway, and since all this, the last decade of controversy around Andrew's behavior hasn't helped things, but I think there was division and animosity even before then. And Charles would probably, he's an embarrassment now. He's a thorn in his side. He probably would chuck him out if he could. But like I've said before, I think that William is kind of the power behind the throne right now, and he's driving events. This is what I feel, and I think he's positioning himself to assume power, probably sooner than we may think, and that's what my whole talk about art imitating life, King Charles III, go back and watch those videos. It's very interesting how things are playing out, but I think that William, knowing that he is going to conduct this power play, and what the end will be, I think, is William, Catherine, and the kids moving directly into Windsor Castle. He doesn't need Royal Lodge. They've got Amner Hall off in the country with I don't know how many acres, great big old country house, 10 bedrooms. They've got plenty of space for a getaway there. He doesn't need Royal Lodge because they're going to be in the castle. This is what's happening. So I think, as far as William's concerned, they'll stay in the lodging they are now. It's called a cottage. It's 5 bedrooms, I think. It's, by any of our standards, damn nice house, no doubt. And it's about a mile from Windsor Castle. The kids go to school there. The next obvious move, it wouldn't be a sideways move into Royal Lodge, which indeed needs more work anyway. I mean, millions more have to really be thrown into it, I think. So I think that's just been let go, like let sleeping dogs. Andrew can stay there. We don't want to have to deal with Royal Lodge right now. And it, given the fact, even though she's been there all along, given the fact that she's now recuperating from cancer surgery, it would look pretty cruel to kick them out. Although it's not like they have a lack of place to go. Sarah owns that house in the middle of London that the girls bought for her. Incidentally, it's in the girl's name. Sarah couldn't up and sell it for the money, just if she wanted to. The girls are sort of holding that for their mother and perhaps their father. So it's not like they don't have a place to go. And really, through this whole discussion, the idea was that they would move into Frogmore Cottage, which, you know, given Andrew's sense of entitlement and everything else, would be a huge step down, you know, to any of us. You know, Frogmore Cottage, fabulous, you know, a fabulous home. But when you're coming from 30 bedrooms and 90 acres and stables and the whole shebang, I mean, yeah, it would be a step down, and it would hurt Andrew's sensibilities. But yeah, I think this whole Windsor, the reason this whole Royal Lodge thing has petered out, I think originally it was put out by Andrew's people to gain him a kernel of sympathy, which he needs. And of course, we sympathize and hope everything is good with Sarah. You know, I've had family members suffer breast cancer, and it's devastating. It's awful. So wouldn't wish that on anybody. We wish her, you know, a complete recovery, and we wish the both of them well in that regard. But no, this isn't about Andrew. This is about William. William's holding the cards. William's making the moves. William's looking to the future. He doesn't need Royal Lodge. He doesn't need to disrupt the kids and move them from one place to another, even though they're just a couple miles apart. I mean, that's pointless. When the time comes and he steps into his fated role, they'll move directly into Windsor Castle. That's what's going to happen. And as I've been saying all along, I think it's going to happen within the next couple of years. So let's watch and wait and see what happens. Like and subscribe if you like this video. Share it. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know what you're thinking. Have a great day. To all my Canadian friends, happy Thanksgiving. Bye for now.